What's up guys, welcome back to Mr. Tech Boss. As you can see, I'm running the latest version of, or actually the first build of Rebellion OS, and this is one of the greatest AOSP ROMs I've actually seen in a long time, because it has a lot of customizations. But anyway, without any further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, so guys, before we start, please subscribe and like this video, and also I'll put a poll on top right. So let me know if you guys want me to make videos regarding the iPad Pro and iOS 14 and stuff, because I'm planning to make my channel not only Android or custom ROMs related. I want to be more versatile. So let me know if you want me to make videos on those, and if you're free, please feel free to comment down below what type of videos about them. But anyway, now that you've subscribed, let's get right in. Alright, so guys, firstly let me tell you guys, by default it comes with a launcher, which is a great addition, just because it has a lot more customizations. But anyway, if you go into Android version, and as you can see, it's on the latest security patch. Actually, it's not the latest, like not June, but one of the latest, so May. So yeah, and as you can see, it says unrebelized, so which means it's unofficial right now, but the developer has promised to make it official from the next build. So that's a great sign. But anyway, let's go on to the customizations, because this ROM has a lot of them. So firstly, just when you install this ROM, once you go into settings, you'll see these icons are different. So that's a great addition. I mean, I don't know why wouldn't you want this, because it looks really cool and not the boring regular AOSP like icons. But yeah, if we go into the Rebellion hub, it has a lot of customizations, like a lot. So yeah, let's go over them. Let me tell you that this is the first build of this ROM, so don't expect everything to work, because there are a few bugs here and there. Like firstly, let me talk about the bugs actually. So once you unlock with the fingerprint, there's some delay, so I recommend you guys to install it from the next build or the official build. So wait for now and just watch this video. And yeah, so that is one bug I found. There are a few more bugs. So like firstly, when you install this ROM, there'll be actually 4 rows, one last empty space. So in order to fix that, all you got to do is go ahead into Rebellion hub and quick settings, and then make the rows rows from 4 to back 3, and then that empty space at the bottom will be gone. Also guys, one more bug is that once you go into ambient display and then lift to check phone, that doesn't work right now. Hopefully it'll be fixed, or most likely it's going to be fixed in the next build. So again, as I said, wait for the next build. But double tap to check phone or double tap to wake does actually work. So let's try that real quick and see. As you can see, it has actually a work. But yeah, those were the bugs, and now let's move on to the customizations. Also guys, one more thing is, if you look up really closely to the corners, they will actually be jagged. You won't see in the video because it's just too far, and even if I bring it close, you won't be able to see the jagged corners. So yeah, that is one issue, and this thing is supposed to fix it, like if you change the radius of the corner, but it doesn't work. It's broken right now, or it doesn't work. So there's this bug. So if the corners really bug you, just don't install this ROM right now. Wait for the next build, or yeah, I'll tell you guys in the Telegram group. So join my Telegram group in the description below. Alright, so guys, one more thing is that this ROM does not come with Google Apps, and what I did was I used NickG apps and not OpenG apps, because NickG apps comes with YouTube Advanced and it's just a better YouTube app. I used YouTube Advanced to watch YouTube. So yeah, that's the only reason I went with YouTube with NickG apps instead of OpenG apps. But yeah, that is it. So now moving on to the customizations, there are a lot. Like some things might not work, but they'll probably be fixed soon, or they're just not for our device. Like there's an option for notch changing and stuff. That's just not for our device. So firstly, if we go over, and it like allows you to like basic AOSP customizations, like changing the status bar icons and stuff like that. You can go through this and you can select the VoLTE icon, and this is what I really like. So they've like rounded off the edges of the VoLTE icon. There are more icons. Let's see, I haven't gone through them. So yeah, that is one thing. So the developer has paid attention to the tiny details. Even if we go to OS, then it's actually going to be like the actual OS. But what I like is this one, because it's rounded out and a bit smaller. But yeah, that is it. So you can also, there are a few settings that I actually don't know how they work myself, but you can go through them. So here they are. So yeah, these are like, there are a lot of customizations. I don't want to go through each and every one of them. Oh, and also guys, the haptics on this ROM are top notch. Like they're one of the best I've experienced on this device. Well, But yeah, if we move on to themes and UI, this is where the magic happens. And you know, like these gradients, these are like one of the coolest things, and they make a huge difference in terms of how your device looks. So like I usually have dark mode on, so this gradient looks really cool with dark mode on. But as you can see, the settings behind this are pretty simple. So like the accent color is like where it starts from, and the gradient picker is where like what it changes it to, like from the accent to watch color. So like if I turn this into red for whatever reason, it's gonna look a bit ugly, I think. So yeah, so as you can see, this is how it's gonna look out. They start out with blue or the accent color and then end with the gradient picker. So yeah, I just want to move them back to green. But yeah, there are some presets if you're just not like if you're just not able to choose. So there are a ton of presets for all of these gradients and stuff like that. But yeah, you can try them all out. But yeah, you can also change the icon settings and basically like the normal AOSP settings. And there's one more thing I found out here is this thing. I actually don't know how this works. I'm pretty sure it works, I just don't know what exactly of the difference it makes. But yeah, and you can obviously change the font and stuff. So yeah, you can go with these, you can change the header image, and there are a lot of good customizations in themes and UI, and this is where like most of the stuff happens. Alright guys, so in quick settings, you can customize the shit out of quick settings. Here are all the settings. You can customize the number of rows and columns. There's a lot of stuff here going on. So if you want to try out all the customizations, I recommend you guys to install this ROM for yourself. It's not going to disappoint you other than that fingerprint delay. In buttons, here are all the options. And in gestures, obviously you want to use the system gestures if you have Redmi K20 Pro. And no, you cannot change the length of the pill, but what you can do is install the Google Visual Pixel mod from the it's a Magisk module. So just search for it in the Magisk app and then you can install it. It's just going to make it look rounder and cooler. I haven't installed it right now for whatever reason. But if you go down, and as I talked about, screen normally comes out of the box, the ROM comes like this. So I don't like these icons to be too close to the edges, so I just move them closer to the center. But yeah, in navigation, here are all the options, and power menu, you can also customize which options you want and like which type of like filter you want. Like if you want the background to be blurred, so it's going to be something like this, and gradient. So yeah, it has a bunch of options for customizing everything there. But yeah, here are all the other options. So you can obviously disable it on lock screen, which I recommend you guys to do, because if your phone gets stolen, you won't be able to turn it off, and then you'll be able to track your phone hopefully. But anyway, also if we go down to ambient display, there are a bunch of options here, and as I said, this option does not work. But yeah, these are all the other options. This does work, so as you can see, it is actually working. But yeah, that is basically it. Now if we also move on to notifications, you can turn off heads up, and there are a bunch of options here. You can go through them. Just make sure you turn on edge lighting because it looks really cool. And if you're using always on display, make sure to turn this on as well, because, well, why not? It looks really good. So yeah, so here are the other options. Now I noticed I missed lock screen, and so here are the options. You can also change the color of the icons on the, like the, what is this called, these like the bottom and left. Like you can change the color of actually every element on the lock screen. So here they are. This is actually the first time I've actually seen this on. So if I turn this, for example, say complete red, and let's see, yeah, now it's red, so it is actually working right now. But yeah, these are all the options. So you can customize the clock, and there are a bunch of options. So yeah, now if we move on to animations, here are some animations which you can do. Let's see, actually this one. So let's see how 3D looks like. Wow, that looks cool. So yeah, let's keep it this way. But yeah, and if we move on to battery saving, there are some other options. So if you want to go through them, just pause the video. And now in the system, you can modify a lot more, like there are a few other options too. So here they are. And so yeah, I'm actually using the word there are a few other options too a lot of times, but I'm sorry for that. So you can also change the screenshot to like this. So if you want to take a screenshot, it's going to be like this, and then save it like this. But I like the whole screenshot. But yeah, now moving on to miscellaneous, and here are these options. So yeah, and yes, there is gaming mode. So yeah, that's a great addition. Okay, so guys, the installation is actually pretty simple. If you want me to talk about installation video on every installation steps on every ROM that I make a video on, so let me know that down in the description. Also like this video, that way I'll know that you want me to make tutorials on every installation video. But anyway, first thing you need to do is wipe system, delete cache, data and vendor, and then go back, and then once you wipe it, just go ahead into IDM, and then not IDM, actually just go ahead and flash the vendor, because this is not an OSS based ROM, this is a MIUI vendor, so that's a great thing. Now flash this vendor, and then you can also add to queue, and then select the ROM. So this is the next step, so select the ROM, and then after that just select GApps, so whatever GApps you're using. So as I said previously, I'm using Nick GApps, and I'm using the macro one, and then just select this one, and what you need to do is download the DFE file, which will disable encryption, so flash that. And this is optional. If you want to stay encrypted, then don't flash this. And also, if you were decrypted previously and you had used a password on your previous ROM, flash pass reset too. But then after you flashed all that, just reboot, and then if it gets stuck in the booting, or it keeps booting to the recovery, then you will have to format your internal storage. So just go ahead into manage partitions, data, and then format your internal storage, because that means you're encrypted, and then encryption is just not compatible with this ROM. So just make sure you factory reset, and then basically you have to back up first, because you're gonna lose all your data when you're doing this. But I guess that's it for this video. If you do have any questions, don't forget to leave them down, and don't hesitate to join my Telegram group and ask me there. And so I hope you've subscribed and liked this video, and if you're still watching, thank you. This is Joakim from Tech Boss, signing off.